Hey everyone, I'm Claire, this is Anthea, and this is Sally, and we're here to talk to you about chronic fatigue syndrome.
Today, Sally will be talking about her experience with her diagnosis. So, Sally, can you tell us about yourself?
Hi, I'm Sally. I'm a 21-year-old undergraduate psychology student and I have chronic fatigue.
And how long did it take to get a diagnosis?
I was diagnosed in first year of psychology, in first year of uni, which was, that would have been 2018. I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue, and at that point it would have been about 8 years since I started feeling symptoms and really overly tired, and just no one listened to me. So it took until I moved to Melbourne and saw a new doctor actually at my university. And he looked at all the tests and blood tests and everything that my previous GP had done. She'd done as much as she could with, I'm from a rural town, with as much as she had here. But within a couple blood tests, he was like pretty confident in saying, I think you have chronic fatigue, but let's do a couple more tests. And then I got a diagnosis. Thing where I was just told by doctors, family, friends, teachers that I was being lazy and it was just normal teenager tiredness. And it was really bad in my senior years of high school, where I went to school out of town, so I'd have an hour and a half bus each morning and afternoon, and I would fall asleep there, and I'd fall asleep at least once or twice a day in classes or in study periods. I fell asleep in my final English exam, and just like teachers were just like, no, you're being lazy, you need to pick it up, like what are you doing, this is ridiculous. And I was like, this is more than teenager tiredness. And it took until 2 years ago to get to be believed properly.
How did you feel when you were diagnosed?
Because I go to my doctor at my university in the medical centre, I got the form from him that gave me the official diagnosis, which I would then give to the university's disability program, so that I could talk to them and see what they could do to help me out. And it was right before I had a class, and I remember holding onto that sheet of paper and walking into one of my tutorials, and just I couldn't focus, and I felt like crying because it had been validated after 8 years that that little part said chronic fatigue syndrome, ongoing, and it's going to keep going, and let's do something about it. And I just like sat in that tutorial and felt like crying, but it was a 2 hour one and I couldn't leave. Yeah, and just having people tell you you're being lazy and it's in your head and you just need to sleep better for so long just makes you feel like maybe you are making it up, maybe I am. Is this how everyone feels? Am I just being tired? Am I just overreacting? But then having someone confirm it was a massive weight off your shoulders.
So, what does like a normal day look like or feel like for you?
I try to go to bed early, but recently I've found that when I go to bed a bit earlier, I wake up at about 3, 4 a.m. and stay awake until 7, which is really annoying. So I've been staying up till about midnight and going to sleep, and then I can sleep until about 8 or 9. But I use a Fitbit to track my sleep because I had mild sleep apnea, and then I had a surgery on my throat to try and fix that because I thought that might help my sleep and that might help my energy levels, but it didn't do much. It did a bit, but I use that to track my sleep to see how I'm going. Yeah, so get up. At the moment, it's been really good because I can just focus on what my body needs and wake up and get up when that allows rather than when I have to get up. And I want to stress that I have a very mild form of chronic fatigue. There are a lot of people who can't get out of bed, they can't walk, they can't shower, they can't do any of this. I'm so lucky that I have quite a mild form where I can still do the steps that help it, like working out and eating healthy and getting out of bed, and I can take my dog on a walk and stuff like that. But
Okay, so what would you like people to know about your diagnosis?
It's not the same for everyone, and it's an invisible illness. And just because I don't have massive purple bags under my eyes and I'm walking okay doesn't mean that my joints aren't incredibly aching, and I only slept a couple hours last night and I'm not really struggling. It's really hard. It's hard to get people to understand to the point where you don't want to show them how bad it is, because then there's a level of pity that they give you that is kind of condescending, but you also want to show them how bad it is so that they understand. And I think during quarantine, I think my mum and my sister have seen the first flare-ups properly that they've seen, that's put me in bed for a couple of days. But I mean, it's the reality of it, and I think people forget sometimes, because you look okay and you look happy and you're speaking all right, and there's still a lot of stigma that it's made up, and it's people, especially for women, in the, well, you're just tired, you just want some pity, you just want to stay in bed, you don't want to go to work because you're a woman, and just like stuff like that, where you're just like, no, I'm struggling. But yeah.
The misconceptions of your illness that you'd like to myth bust or bring to light?
I think it is just laziness. I was a really active child. I did extracurriculars and sports every day after school, and some it was mornings and afternoons, like before and after school, and then suddenly I hit 12, 13 around puberty, and it started to change, and my energy levels were way down, and like more than a normal teenager. Like my sister didn't struggle as much at all, and everyone was just like, you're being lazy, why aren't you doing this? You can just do it if you put your mind to it, you're just being lazy.
What is the biggest challenge you face in relation to CFS? Sorry.
It's probably, apart from the stigma around it, which is, of course, like people not believing it's real or you have it, also treatment. There's no cure, there's no solid treatment that works for a majority or even most people. It's kind of trial and error. I've been on lots of different medications, I've tried lots of different things, and it's really hard. As a student, I don't want to rely on my parents too much, and there's chronic fatigue clinics that charge a couple $100 for the first consultation. I don't have the means to be able to actively seek out a treatment in that way. So I mean, the medication I'm on at the moment is really good for helping me with my energy levels and sleeping, and manufactured melatonin, so taking melatonin tablets, but my natural melatonin production is low, and these tablets help boost that production, which is really nice. So that helps me sleep better, a lot better than the old antidepressants that I was on that they were using to try and counteract it. I mean, my doctor's fantastic, but the best he can do is, let's find a good medication, work out as much as you can, and eat good. That's everything that they can give you. And pre-workout is my best friend, and
Amen.
I don't miss a day with my tablets. This is the best way to do them. You don't miss a day. I highly recommend a daily planner of tablets.
So what does the term invisible illness mean to you?
It's a lot of hiding, which is hard, whether you do it yourself or other people make you feel like you should be hiding it. It's like burden, because you feel if you show your friends and your family what it's really like, then you get that pity response. But you want to show them what it's really like, and you want to talk about it and talk about your struggles, but you don't want that to be all that there is about you. And it's hard because if you have a real illness, I've broken about 6 bones as a kid. I was a very idiotic child. I just broke a lot of bones. And as soon as that happened, there was very instant, you're hurt, something's happened, let's work out how we can do this. But then as an adult with this, it's a lot more, are you sure? It's a lot of doubt, and it's a lot of internal confidence and growth and believing yourself, even if no one else is. You know what's happening with your body, and you're the best person. And as much as it sucks, you have to seek out people that are going to believe you.
Is there any
That
like
was
finishing like notes or like statements you'd like to say? Like just
Believe in yourself. You're the one that knows what's happening with your body, and it may take a while, and you may start to doubt yourself and think that you are making it up, and you're not. You know what's happening. Keep pushing to find a doctor who will believe you and run the tests and listen to you and work with you to find a solution, rather than just saying, here's some tablets, take that and go away.
It's a really important thing to remember. You are the expert of your body. No one else knows. So if you recognize there's something different, as you said, just believe in yourself. Amazing. Thank you so much, Sally.
yeah, thank you.
That was really, really great.